It is Thursday, January 19th of 2023. This is the very first Guys Daily Drive of the year, and the first one in probably over a month. What the hell's wrong with me? Who knows? And welcome everyone to Guys Daily Drive. As I said, I hope you had a wonderful holiday weekend, and I apologize for being away for as long as I have been. For the people that actually follow and listen or watch Guys Daily Drive, you are a special bunch. You are. You truly are. It's the start of a new year. The holidays were wonderful. Made not a roast beef, standing rib roast for Christmas dinner, and it was delicious. Though I may have left it in just a touch longer than I would have liked, but it was still really good. And both boys and their significant others were there for Christmas, and all the presents were opened, and it was just exciting. It was so great to have everyone all together like that. And as a matter of fact, we are planning, I don't know how it's going to work out, another family get-together for an event. The last one, other than the holidays, was to go see Ringo Starr and the All-Star Band down in Richmond. And this is a similar kind of thing, except it's much farther afield than Richmond. And plus, for Guy Jr., it's much farther away. So currently we're in discussions about going to see Peter Pan Goes Wrong up in New York City on Broadway. And if you don't know what that is, there's a group, and you can find videos for them on YouTube. Just look up The Play That Goes Wrong on YouTube, and you'll find snippets and possibly even the entire thing there. It's this group in the UK who, they do a play, but it's all set up, and of course it's all on purpose. It's comedic for every single possible thing that could go wrong to go wrong during the play itself, and not just actors flubbing lines. There's set pieces that suddenly just don't work the way that they're supposed to, and of course actors flub lines, and stuff is mistimed, and some of the actors aren't really all that great on purpose. And honestly, you have to be a good actor to play a bad actor and have it be convincing. But it's really funny, and it's really great. And the best part is the original cast is coming over from the UK, and they're going to do it on a limited run. I think it's like 2 months, something like that, whatever the time period is. So the original cast from the UK is coming to do Peter Pan Goes Wrong on Broadway. Peter let us know about it, and we've been talking about getting everyone together and somehow getting up there. But of course, trying to arrange travel for 3 different couples and maybe one other person, when airfare would be very expensive, and train fare, which would have been my preferred way to go, just because it's kind of cool, is even more expensive than flying, which it's like, come on, Amtrak, really? But okay, that's, they want to charge that. So I'm thinking what could possibly work, and it would be the least expensive way to do it, would be the night before everyone comes up to Northern Virginia, where we are, where Tracy and I are, and we rent a van, one of those bigger vans. I don't think a minivan, and we could get a minivan that would hold 7 people, but it'd be really, really tight, and that's like a 4 to 5 hour drive, not even counting traffic. So you'd want a little bit of room for everyone to kind of spread out, and not to mention whatever stuff it is that they'd want to bring. And then we would leave early in the morning, drive to New York, find a place to park the van that's relatively close to the venue, and then maybe spend a little bit of time, walking around, exploring New York. Then going to see the play, and then when the play is over, doing the drive back. That wouldn't be my preferred way to do things. I would prefer to go up there the day before, spend the night, spend some time exploring New York during the day, go back to the hotel, get dressed for the play, see the play, and then the next day do some more stuff around New York, and then drive home that way. But that's 2 nights in a hotel in New York City, which is ridiculously expensive. Now, you can stay in reasonably priced accommodations outside of New York, but then you have the additional problem of getting 6 to 8 people from wherever that is into the city to see the play, and doing it in such a way that it's not going to be a problem. So chances are, for cost and just for expediency, that we may do it that way, where we just rent a big van, and everybody, we just drive to New York, and wherever it is that we put the van, maybe one person at a time goes into the van and changes their clothes for the play, inside the van, which isn't exactly, I don't know. I mean, there's still going to have to be some thought that goes into it. I'm not quite sure how it's all going to work out, but I really, really would like to see the play, and it would be great if we could get everyone together to go up and do this. So, those are the grandiose plans, and we'll have to wait and find out how things go. But the time to plan something like that is now, because number one, tickets for something like this, tickets for almost any show in Broadway, any popular show, sell out relatively fast. And then you have to pay scalpers prices, which are even more ridiculous than the ridiculous prices that they charge for some of these performances. And that's, it's supply and demand. You want to see something like this in New York, then you pay the prices for whatever that venue is in New York City. We will have to wait and see how things go along those lines. What else? Well, my Miami Dolphins managed to make the playoffs, and they went up to Buffalo to play the Bills. And while they made it a much more exciting game than I really thought they were going to, they lost. So they were one and done in the playoffs, but at least they made at least they got into the playoffs. And the Ravens lost as well to who were they playing? Ravens were playing, who were the Ravens playing? Can't believe I'm blanking on this. Ravens were playing, who was it that won the AFC North? Pittsburgh. Cincinnati. Ravens played Cincinnati for the second time in 2 weeks. and they lost. Not a big surprise there. But again, they made it a pretty close game. And the backup quarterback they have, Huntley, I think his name is, played reasonably well. Would they have won if Lamar Jackson had been the quarterback? I'm not sure. He would have been coming in blind after being out for a couple of weeks. And he's got his contract talks going on. I don't know. So the two teams that I kind of follow in the NFL have both lost. And I can't really root for Cincinnati, and I can't really root for Buffalo because they're both in conferences in the same conference for teams that I like. So who does that leave? That leaves Kansas City and Jacksonville. Yeah, Jacksonville. They played the Chargers, beat the Chargers, coming back from a 27-0 deficit. But are they going to beat Kansas City? I don't think so. I really, really don't think they will. But, you know, they made it to a second game, which the Dolphins couldn't do. So I'll root for Jacksonville this weekend, even though I know they probably don't really have much of a shot. But they've worked really hard to get there, so we can't really fault them for that. Anyway, I'm getting close to work, so I think that is going to do it for today. Thank you for watching and or listening to Guy's Daily Drive. I really do appreciate the fact that you have done so. And if you'd like to get a hold of me, or actually if you'd like to help support the channel, you can go to Patreon, patreon.com/MacParrot. You can go to coffee.com/MacParrot, or you can pay a pal at paypal.me/MacParrot. And if you want to get a hold of me, guy@mymac.com or podcast@vertshark.com. You can find me on the Twitters. You can find me in Counter Social. You can find me in Mastodon as MacParrot. You can also find me on the Twitters as VertShark. And there's a couple other ways that we have a new telephone number, Google Voice number, along with the Skype number, but you guys don't call those numbers, so I'm not going to go over it right now, and I'm almost to work. So lastly, again, thank you also very much. I appreciate that you have joined me today right here on Guy's Daily Drive, and I will see all of you next time right here. As I said, again, redundancy is redundant, on Guy's Daily Drive. Bye-bye.